It's good. Good snap. Good snap. It's good. Good snap.
Hey, yo, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Good Snap podcast. I'm Xander, and with me is my tag partner, Chris Zorba. Zorba, it's been a hot minute, mate.
It has been a while, but we're back at it. And today we've got a very special guest that's been trying to get onto this podcast for quite some time. And yeah, we finally got him.
Well, mate, like you said, we've been trying to get this codger on for a long time. He is the Australian hero. He is the Lee Morrow. Lee, how are you, buddy?
Who the hell is he?
This guy.
Can you hear the music?
It's good. Good snap.
Wow.
Can you hear the music, gentlemen? Can you hear the music?
Yeah, pop it up.
Good snap. It's good. Good snap.
Oh, I'll take that. Hello, gentlemen. Hello. I didn't know if you could hear any of that, but that's okay. We're here. Hello. Hello, gentlemen.
Finally.
The Lee Morrow, ladies and gentlemen. The Australian hero is here. Lee, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, sir. How are you, gentlemen?
Excellent. Glad to have you on. Finally.
I mean, you've asked me for what,
Since we started
three
this podcast.
years or something for me to do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm finally free. Also known as stop being whipped just for one night so I can do this podcast. So.
Well, look, mate,
finally
I'm just going to say that, there's rumors that you've been on other people's podcasts, which is fine, of course. You're good to do what you want to do. But we have been asking for a very long time. So we want to thank you for coming, and it's about time, bud. So thanks again. But, mate.
Thank you for having me. The rumors are not true. Whatever you read on the internet, it's not true. Anything you hear that doesn't come from me is not true. Yes, it's great to be here on the Good Snap podcast. You know, whoosh, take a bomb. I'm about to break my freaking computer chair. I'm allowed to swear, yes or no?
Yes, we're in the trust.
Fuck yeah. Dicks and bum holes. Let's go.
Okay.
Mate, what made you get into the wrestling business?
Good question. I think for me personally, it was like around high school and primary school. I always loved professional wrestling. Like it was a thing that, especially because I started watching it around about 2001, like just when the Attitude Era was just ending. It was still kind of cool to a certain degree. And then I kept watching it. And while everyone else kind of fell out of love with it because it went through a period where no one really liked it, or it wasn't the cool thing. It was just one of those things that I just never stopped. I just never stopped loving it. And it was kind of like one of those things where I was just like, it really never fell out of my life. So there was one of those things where I felt like I had to give it a try. I think I would have severely regretted if I never ever at least tried to get into it. And like, thankfully I did, and here we are on the Good Snap podcast. Back bomb. Clothesline, back elbow, duck the line, body slam, good snap. Sorry, go on.
But where was the first time you actually went to the wrestling school? Like, how did that all go? How did that happen?
Oh, good God, Were you there, Chris, the first time I was there?
Nah. I came in, and then you were there before me, and then I came in, and then you came in after again. So you had a bit of a break.
Yeah. Look, the story that I told on another podcast, not another podcast. So, like, of course, I went to So I went to the Club Vulcan wrestling school because I remember looking it up, and it was like the only thing I could find. And good God Almighty, the website was so archaic. Like it was like the website. It was probably like 2013 or some shit, but it looked like the website was fresh off the 90s. But I went like it was like me and a friend went, and that friend only went twice and never came back. Never jumped in a wrestling ring ever again. I went, I believe, twice as well, and I think because my friend didn't go, that I shit myself and I never went back until a year later when I actually built up the courage to go back, and then thankfully after that I never stopped.
Was
I
the
never
last thing
stopped.
what was the last thing filming that Hudson Saber promo, and then you left forever?
Unfortunately, no. I still stuck it by after that somehow. Either that or I didn't end my life after that particular promo.
Can you explain what the promo was?
It's the best promo ever.
Look. I'll give you
He hates that promo.
I'll give you the backstory of it because I don't know if you. I feel like you might have been there, Chris, but you.
No, I wasn't there. I just seen it.
Oh, so you weren't there at all? I thought you
Nah.
might have like left training beforehand, but I know. I think I still do it to this day where I have a tendency to like. Where I don't like just leaving abruptly or before like leaving early. I'm kind of a bit different now, but I always feel like out of respect, I always stay to the end, and like even when there's other people hanging around. And unfortunately, that was my downfall. Was when it was Hudson Hulk versus Lord Saber AEWE promo, and they needed a interviewer. Unfortunately, in my purple Macho Man singlet, because perfect interviewer attire. Good God Almighty, that like it was literally I was the only one there. It was like it was Vulcan, Hudson, Saber, someone else because someone else had to film it. Oh, AK was there as well, but someone else was there had to film it, and like I was just like it was like, what do you want to interview your name to be? I'm like, oh no, hold on, sorry, it was more of this. I'm like, oh John, I don't know. He went, here you go. Your name will be DeMarcus Williams, the only white interviewer with a black name. I'm like, okay, John. And then he's just like feeding me lines. It's like the boys like smashed it out like straight away. Their promo. I kept screwing up at the beginning. I'm just like, I can't even remember. I think I've wiped it from my memory. I think thankfully years of therapy has helped me remove that from my memory. But it was just, I know. Unfortunately, I know you do, mate. How's that Chris Orwell's Mars Mauler match on YouTube? Is that around? Are you gonna release that to the public soon so we can all watch it?
That's never gonna see the light of day.
We'll have a watch along with the boys on the podcast.
Never. Yeah, maybe you should do it. Maybe you should do like a Good Snap podcast. Watch it and watch the recording and do a talk over.
Of mine.
No, of my first match versus Mauler, and then we'll watch your match versus Mauler.
Yeah, watch mine too, as we both feel the noose tightening around our necks as the video goes on.
But buddy, if you had to pick, a Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling wrestlers, who would it be, mate? Who would be on there?
So when you mean a Mount Rushmore, do you mean my own personal one, or do you mean public opinion sort of one?
No, the other dickhead that we were interviewing down the road.
Which one? Who's that?
Yours, mate. Yours.
Okay.
Lee Morrow.
Oh, Jesus. It'd be like, because the thing was, I got into wrestling at the time when, like, it seemed because it was like I was a couple years after the Attitude Era. I was just about dying. Like, everyone was like a mega Stone Cold fan. I got at a point where it was just like, The Rock was the top good guy. Stone Cold just turned heel. So I was like, the one guy that got me really into it was The Rock. So it was like, and like I steal half his moves now, and how I used to start my promos by going, it doesn't matter how you feel, just like everyone when they don't know how to cut an actual promo, they just pretend to be The Rock or Hulk Hogan or whatever generic wrestler that they think that they should talk like. So want to be The Rock. I think as I got older, as you boys could probably tell, probably Hulk Hogan would be definitely one of them as well. Like I think I've tried to learn how to wrestle like him, as in do fuck all and get away with it.
It's the only way to do it, though. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah, and just don't bump for people.
Yeah, perfect.
I bump for some people, but if they're smaller than me, then good fucking luck. God, it'd just be like if we're talking 4 wrestlers in terms of like ones that have really been like an influence on me.
Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I was thinking like Taka Michinoku or something.
Taka Michinoku? No, with the fucking bomb. I totally forgot I was gonna hit one last weekend, but I just totally forgot about it's literally just a body slam where you sit in your ass. But probably the other two would be my father said when I was younger, her time bring boys, you catch up? Oh no. Probably Cody, and the other one would probably be, I think when he was in WWE, he was like I loved him, and then when he came back recently, I think as an older person, I think I liked him even more. Was CM Punk. There you go. There's 4. I don't know if there's 4 or 5. That'll do.
I think it's 4, isn't it? 4 will do.
It's 4. But yeah,
cool. I gotta see what dumb figures are on my shelf. I could probably tell you a 5th. We'll call it Scott Hall. There you go. There you go. And Kevin Nash, because Chris said it.
Yeah, that's it. That's Kevin Nash has to be on there. Fuck. Yeah. You did the Kevin Nash Zorba, so
Yeah, horribly, and then I had to stop doing them.
And you do the CM Punk knee as well, too, in the corner.
Yeah, and then the Leaple's elbow and the Leaple's elbow. Everyone they go wild for it at the Bexley Manor Hall. They all just go no, like exactly like that. And then they all stand up and they go, I'll take a back bump in the seats and
good snap.
Yeah,
is that what they say? Yeah. They say good snap.
Trust me, brother. They'll all be doing the next VCW show. They'll be like doing this.
Yeah, sweet. That's what we want
in the crowd. Yeah. You're welcome.
So now you're known as the Australian hero. What brought this inspiration for your character?
So, I'll kind of give you a somewhat serious answer. I think because majority of places I've wrestled this year, for like the first time ever, I'm all wrestling as a babyface. Like I'm wrestling as a good guy. And I think I kind of wanted something that would resonate with people as a babyface that isn't just, he's the same guy, but he's a good guy, which I still do to a certain degree. But everyone loves a good patriotic countryman. Like I said, I know he didn't wrestle in that particular club. But Hogan was a big American made, that type of guy. And I kind of thought as well, I decked myself in the Australian flag sort of stuff. It's instant thing that people know that you're a babyface unless they know you already. And I think as well, there's a mixture of people that do little Australian sort of little things here and there on the scene. Like there's people, not talking in a bad way of anyone. There's people that do kind of Australian stereotypes here or there. But I feel like there's no one that was really doing at the time, I don't know if in the past or not, but I feel like no one was really doing something where it was not like a stereotype, but at the same time still having the flag involved in it to a certain degree. If you boys get what I mean,
Yeah.
like
It's like
not having that. Yeah,
when they go overseas and stuff like that, and they wear their Kruger hat and they take the flag, and then they got the
Yeah.
boomerang. Yeah, so you're trying to sort of do something similar to that, but here,
yeah. Like I don't want it to be like I do have like wrestling attire and boots that have the flag on and stuff. I kind of I'll see how I go. Of course, I kind of feel like if I bring out the flag, it's a bit I don't know. It's a bit kind of cringe. I'll probably change my opinion on that and end up doing it anyway. But I feel like just like carrying out the flag, it's just like it's a bit too much.
Yeah,
I probably am already doing too much as it is in general. Like with the boots are now the Australian flag, and there's the Australian flag bandana, and there's like a little bit of like Australian stuff on the trunks now. But look, like I mean, like I'll be lying if I said there wasn't influences from like certain people. I mean, of course, you look at what Cody's doing, sort of thing. But I feel like I'm putting my own spin on it in the way of it's not like I'm not wearing like an Australian flag jacket, like I'm not like every single part like
over the top.
Yeah, which I think personally, I think personally works for him. Like it's a fantastic look, but that doesn't mean that it's a look that everyone should have, sort of thing.
I'm actually enjoying it though, man. It's actually really funny, and it's like bringing on some laughs, which is good. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. So I'm pretty sure the crowd is too.
Yeah, I think there's probably as well because like most of the places in Sydney I get now booked as this babyface is a good guy, but then I go to Wollongong and I'm a bad guy, or I go to Newcastle, I go up north and I'm a bad guy. Where it can kind of, I feel like what I'm doing now can kind of work to a certain degree, in the way of like you look at Kurt Angle when he first came in '99 or 2000. Where he saw himself as an Olympic hero, and he was like, "Woo, I'm the best!" Like, and then it was kind of like this delusion sort of thing where I feel like no one has ever called me Australian. No one has ever called me an Australian hero, but if I call myself one, then people go, "Who the fuck's this fucking dickhead?" like they go, "You're not my fucking hero." But I think as well, I want to try to put some sort of spin on it in the way where I feel like me as a person, I feel like, yes, I can call myself the Australian hero, as I can see by the little name that's there, whatever. But I feel like me to a certain degree as well, like me as a person, my own personal story, I feel like it's something that's relatable in terms of as a baby face. I feel like it's a relatable sort of like story where I feel like I'm not the everyman in the way of like I go down the pub and go get pissed and go, have a chat with your boys, or the meat raffle and stuff. But I feel like I do represent myself to a certain degree as an everyman, if you get what I mean. I'm still not fully worked it out myself, to be honest, but hoping that like over time that I'll find something. I just want to find something that's relatable with people as much as possible, because you can wrestle and you can do whatever you want. Like you can do whatever you want, but then if you don't have, especially if you're a babyface, if you have no connection with the people, then you hope to God the heel that you're wrestling is really good, and you can literally just do nothing.
I think last show that we saw you on, which was obviously Volkmania, where we saw you, you had the crowd behind you, which is good. Even I had people coming after the show asking for you and stuff. So it's actually working with the crowd what you're doing. So you're doing top work. My cousin wanted a photo. He goes, "Oh, I want a photo with the Australian hero."
Is this too bad? Is this too bad that I act like accidentally like a heel off the show because I can't be bothered going out there? But I have to. If I want to create a connection with the people, I have to have a bit more of it.
You're the, what is it? The man of the people? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the man of the people. The people's champion.
Yeah, that's it.
Like the Rock.
That's it. So now you're currently the AWS champion for obviously AWS. Is there anyone on the AWS roster that can take that gold? Because you've had it for some time now, yeah?
Jeez, I've had it since I believe it's been January or February, the beginning of this year. Look, I've gone up against like some absolutely fantastic people. Like I beat, like I think there's a lot of the people that I think I've beaten a lot of the people that's been on this podcast. To be honest, like I was very fortunate that, that I faced off against Ryan Eagles for the championship, and that's how I won it originally. I've like faced off against Tyson Gibbs, Robbie Zuko, Tristan Slade, other people, Dan Archer, who's very underrated, who will be wrestling again next month. Like to be honest, like without sounding like a bit of a prick, there's not really anyone like in terms of the regulars. I don't think there's really anyone that can beat me at the moment. I think if you're gonna get someone that's gonna be able to beat me, I think it's got. Oh, I've wrestled Otis as well. He's really good. Sorry, you can edit and change it around. To be honest, I don't like I said. I know it's probably going to sound really arrogant, but I don't think there's anyone on the roster at the moment that can beat me. Like it's like you're gonna have to bring someone back. You're gonna have to bring someone in. Oh, look at these absolute goobers above me. Look, I try to get people. Oh, you boys. Hey, if you can't
listen, you want an invasion power? You want an invasion power? You want an invasion? Tell me.
Oh shit.
Look, hey, if you guys want to come down, you're more than welcome to. You have to work as a bad guy though, because they're kind of my people now. So
that's fine. But I'll grab the mic there at Bexley or wherever you guys do it, and I'll be like,
shoot promo.
I'll be like, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here.
And you know what? It'd be easy to get heat on you because all I would just go Chrome Dome. That's it. Boom. And then they'll get them going. Boom. You throw a line, I duck, roll you up. 1, 2, 3. Boom.
But you do realize that Bexley is like Greek territory. You do realize that, yeah?
I don't know.
It is.
Everywhere's Greek territory.
Hey. When you're an Australian hero, everywhere is your home. Remember that, boys.
Good call.
Take a bomb. I'm about to break this computer chair by one of the violent snapping, the violent good snap that I'm having right now.
No, but
we'll be like one of your balls is hanging out.
Yeah. Instead of that, you just like. I just about to leave, you shit your pants. I'm like, oh, it's good to be Lee.
So obviously, no one's going to take your gold. Like, what even? Have you ever wrestled? What's his name now? The gun.
Goran?
Yeah. Have you?
I don't know if he'd ever want to step in the ring with me again because we have had one encounter. We're actually teamed together a couple of times. We have stepped in the ring once before. Oh, look, I don't want to sound arrogant, but it didn't go well for him the last time that we stepped in the ring. So he's more than welcome. He's more than welcome to try. I'm being sorry. I gotta act like the baby face. I'm like, Gun. He's really good. He's a fantastic competitor. I want to step in the ring, face the best. Boom. Yeah. Australia.
So that's a call out. He's calling him out.
Yeah. Watch out, Xander. But you might get some extra promotional heat if you do that.
Do what?
That hand motion. Thank you very much.
Buddy, you've been in the ring with some of the best Aussie talent. Who's been your favorite opponent so far?
I've had. Aside from you, I haven't wrestled. Sorry, I need to point this way. Aside from you little shithead, we've never stepped in the ring because you bloody keep quitting on me. So,
you want some water for that bird boy?
I mean, no, I would love to wrestle either of you. Once again for the first time, but like you might retire again if we wrestle, but that's okay. Sorry, both of you. Oh, The Australian heroes turning heel
Ooh.
on the boys.
How about handicap
anyway,
match for the AWS Championship?
Sure. We can cut it in half and you boys can take it.
Sweet.
But-
I'm happy with that.
But in all seriousness, like I've had matches that I've really enjoyed. I think the ones I remember more are the ones that I've actually feel like I've walked away learning something. I think the one that probably two matches that I've kind of actually there's three, and I'll waste all your time trying to explain them. One of them, I don't think you boys know him, but he used to live in Melbourne, but now he's gone back to Scotland. For Suplex Pro Wrestling, I wrestled a fellow by the name of DCT, which he's kind of big in Scotland. Like he was living in Melbourne, like he was quite well pushed and stuff in companies in Melbourne when he was there. He was one of the ones that like I think I personally really learned a lot off of, in the way of where I think we didn't plan very much. Like it wasn't the greatest match in the world, and that's totally fine. And it was like we were just as we were about to go out, and I went, "Oh, like, do you want me to cut a promo or something?" And he went, No. Let's give the crowd pantomime. And of course, I had to ask him what he meant by pantomime, of course. And then so we went and wrestled and like did a lot of funny stuff, got a bit of a ha-ha going. And I realized like I understood what he meant in the way of sometimes you can't always give the crowd like, oh, we'll just wrestle. Fuck it. Like it doesn't matter if they want it or not. Like there's so many like different things that you can offer on shows. Like we've had, like there was the time when I wrestled the Lynx Lewis Jr. fellow. It was the second Beats and Beatdown show, and there was the thing where I watched all of the show and I went, no one's going to do this on the show. Sorry, excuse me. No one's going to do this on the show. And I said, look, can you play? I mean, I think maybe we were both there. I said, look, can you like play a song and we'll do a dance off? More so because I knew no one else was going to do it. It was fucking stupid. Like, I don't know, Vulcan was a big fan of it, but it suited the thing and it was something different, something the crowd needed. So that was one. I'm not done, boys. I'm not done. Probably the other one, like last year. No, I mean, like, because he is a high-level talent, of course. But going back to the thing of saying, like, not favorite matches, but matches where I feel like something changed, was when I wrestled Robbie Eagles, which was middle of last year. And it was kind of like I wasn't really training that hard. Like, I really wasn't training that hard. I wasn't paying attention to a lot of stuff like I was doing at training. And then, we wrestled, and I thought, oh wow, it's really good. And then I went down and I did had like a bit of a one-on-one session with him after. And I'm looking through all the stuff, like we're looking through, he's picking apart each little bit, and I'm sort of like, fuck, I'm really not as good as I think I am. And so in my head, I'm like, okay, if I want to be at this level, I have to pull my finger on my ass and actually put in a lot more effort because it's like, because I turned 30 this year, with last year was 29, and that's the kind of thing where if you want companies to have a look at you, you need to pull your finger on your ass sometimes. And I think that was like one of the ones where I was really like, oh shit, I'm not as good as I think I am. Yeah, of course, 100%.
Yeah.
And the last one, which I think helped me change in the way of where mindset was when I wrestled, as I said, you boys have heard on the podcast before, it was Ryan Eagles. Again, look, it wasn't the best match in the world. There was little bits of fuck ups here and there, which happens, which happens all the time. But I found wrestling him bring me to a level where I thought, it made me think of like, okay, if you want to be a main event performer, you need to have the mindset, the psychology of everything of something a lot higher than what I was kind of doing. I was kind of like I know when we wrestled that VCW show, we kind of wrestled like a main event-esque sort of match, but like it was the opener. But we practiced it for weeks, and then with me, it was kind of like I kind of got it more after I wrestled Ryan. And of course, I won the championship and stuff like that. But I think that really kick-started the year that I've had, where it's probably like, without sounding like arrogant, I think this year has probably been the best year of my like wrestling career in terms of performance-wise. You know, I'm wrestling a lot of main events now. I'm not sounding arrogant, but I'm having to perform at a main event level, because I used to wrestle, you know, like I'd done once for VCW, and we kind of did little like matches where I was kind of like, oh, that was a main event sort of match. But then it was like kind of after that, like I've held championships in places, and I kind of thought I wasn't really wrestling matches that I think deserve to be main events in comparison to, say, some of the other boys on the show. It was kind of like, I will admit, I kind of phoned it in to a certain degree, but as well, I kind of didn't know how to wrestle as a main event. And I think this year, because of, I've been very fortunate to get in the ring with guys like Tyson Gibbs and Robbie Zuko and Ryan Eagles and Otis and, you know, Tristan Slade, and that I found like in Hunter Hayes and like, you know, so many more experienced people than me that have helped me bring my, you know, game to a level I feel a lot more proud of in comparison probably in the past. Sorry, I'll stop talking so you can talk.
No, that was good. But if you know, you talk about Robbie Eagles there, your second one, or was it first one, whatever it was.
He wasn't even listening. That's okay.
Robbie?
No, you. Second one.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we're
still not listening.
Look at this guy. Oh, anyways. Name me Mount Mushmore.
You fucking cunts for real.
Okay. Sorry.
So
go ahead.
With Robbie Eagles.
Yeah.
So was there a specific thing? You said that you learned a lot from the match. Was there a specific thing that was like, something just clicked in your brain? You go, wow, that was it? Or was it just like a combination of different things in that match?
I think I had a good amount of confidence to a certain degree, where I feel like at the beginning of the match, you know, I felt like there was sort of like character stuff. I'm kind of like, okay, like Robbie's not really a character guy. Robbie's not really like a character guy. So I'm sort of like, you know what? I ain't going to out wrestle him, but I could probably do some of the character stuff a little bit more than he could. And then he bring it up to my level as well with that sort of stuff. And then it's like, I think it was more so that I found that a lot of the stuff I was doing, because we were at training, like we weren't filming stuff, or we were just kind of phoning it in. There was like stuff that some people won't even notice at all, but it's like little things that kind of like I found that I was kind of doing wrong. Like even if it was like selling something, like something I was kind of like, it could be better. Throwing a certain strike like a better way. Even like the small stuff, as you're running into an opponent, but you know, oh sorry, we're killing kayfabe. As you're running, yeah, like the classic spot where you shoot the guy in the corner and go, thump the elbow, thump the boot, and you're kind of like, you know, you're not going to throw something, but you kind of like, you still have to kind of like look like you're throwing something. That's like something that I feel like I still kind of do a bit shit to this day, where I'm kind of like, I don't run at it menacingly like I'm about to hit something. Even though I sometimes go, whoa! And like it's possible, but I said as well, there's certain things that I find that I pull myself up on now that like a lot of people don't sort of see, or they don't nitpick. Like you boys probably know, I'm very anal about a lot of stuff sometimes. Well, I think it was that, like, it was just, I could definitely tell that it was like Robbie was here and I was sort of down here, which is okay, but it was kind of like, okay, I need to pull my finger on my ass and kind of pay attention to a lot of shit that I'm doing that I could do a lot better. Even if it's just like timing on certain stuff, or even if it's like the thing of like how a lot of people do where you'll be in a certain spot and they'll just stare at someone. Like, you know, like you're in the corner and you're kind of like still looking at them, and it's kind of like, okay, if you're looking at them, why wouldn't you not reverse it?
Yeah.
sort of thing. It's just for me personally, it's just like the little things, even if it's like the one thing that I think really helped me this past year was when I wrestled the second last VCW show that we did, or whatever it was. Anyway, when I wrestled Tyson Gibbs, and it went away, like it was very much on the fly. It kind of like I wasn't as experienced in doing matches on the fly, which I think I've improved on a lot as the years gone on. Where I said to Mike Valuable, I asked him about something where I just said, look, the way you whip guys off on the ropes and stuff, like I really love it. And he just said, look, don't think about the move, think of like the theatrics of it. And that kind of like for me was just like, boom, like it kind of like it spoke like like when some people will tell you something and you just don't get it, but then they tell you in a certain way. Here, boom, I got it. And that was a big one for me personally, where it's kind of like you said, the theatrics. And not like, I'm going to get you, I'll get you, He-Man. But like the thing where it's kind of like a bit over the top, the push through, instead of like, you just got to find that sort of, you got to find that balance. You got to find that balance between the two.
Yeah.
Well,
awesome.
I'll tell you, for me personally, like you've helped me out a lot too. So I understand what you're saying, as in like people telling you things and little details. But for me, wrestling, whatever, I've been wrestling the last 3 years, and I've had a break in between. But you've helped me a lot as well. Like little things that you've told me with selling, different sort of moves I can use for my sort of look and stuff like that. So thanks for that too. I appreciate it.
You like I know I sound like I'm full of shit a lot of times, but like you're absolutely welcome. Like I do really like helping people, like in terms of actual shoot life and or wrestling, or with wrestling. Like I do really like helping people, because it's like I've had so many people help me. Like I think it's a disservice to a lot of people that have helped me if I don't help people or like pass it on. Like I've had I've done lots of seminars and paid like one-on-one training. And it's just like, I feel like it's, some people probably go like, oh, don't give people shit away for free. I'm like, fuck, as long as I'm helping people and if it makes me feel good, then that's really as long as it makes me feel good, even though it sounds selfish. If I'm helping people, it makes me feel good, then everyone wins.
Yeah, why not? You've helped me out heaps too. You've given me a million moves as well. So
I
thank you as well.
And I've stiffed you many a times, which I majorly regret, because I understand because I'm fully aware, as I've gotten older though, I used to be quite harsh on you. I'm very sorry, Chris.
Can you see the fist? Remember that?
Zorba,
do you have footage?
Do you have the footage
of what? Not him breaking my hand.
No, the
video. I'll whip your hair, boy.
That one.
It was like this.
You got it or not?
If I can bring it up, just keep on talking amongst yourselves. I'll find it.
I actually,
you know what? Can I just say something as well? There's one thing that sticks in my mind a lot. I remember my first match. I was behind the curtain. You know the story anyway, but I was behind the curtain, and
I don't know, kid. I
was about to come on, and I was shitting my pants, and I remember you just came right next to me, like behind the curtain. You're like, bro, you're gonna kill it. It's all good. And like as soon as you come out through the curtain, like just all this.
Hey, Wooshka.
What's happening here?
Take a bump. Take a bump, folks.
The light took a bump.
Okay.
So when I came out, I remember just feeling a lot better. You know what I mean? More confident, thinking, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. And the match went well, which was good. But just little things like that. You know what I mean? Little lifting up someone when they really need it and stuff. It was much appreciated, man. To be honest, but yeah, I'll never forget that. It's good snap.
I think as you were saying, like the thing about how being very nervous before you walk out, sort of thing. which I understand is a very big thing for a lot of people. I still get it every now and then. I think for me, before I got into wrestling, or around the same sort of time I got into wrestling, I was very fortunate that I was doing I just started getting into personal training, and there was I went from job to job, and as the people who own the companies would go, you go run a group class, and I was just like, I was like I was so terrified because you're standing in front of even if it's 20, 30 people, and you're having to stand in front of these people and be they all are all looking at you. You have to be as confident as possible, even if you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And you have to stand in front of them and control the people. And so I'm fortunate that I already kind of had experience with that before I even got into wrestling, where I'm there's a lot of people hadn't had that opportunity, unless there's a lot of people that naturally they're really like big character people, or they just don't, they are confident in themselves. That was the thing of we'll bring up an Aussie wrestler Grayson Waller. He was someone that when I was coming up, he was just on the verge of debuting, and to a certain degree, what you see on TV is pretty much him turned up to 11 or whatever they ask of him when it in terms of WWE. But that's him. Some people are a lot more fortunate in the way of where they just as them, they're confident, they're a character themselves, and they go out, and as soon as the light turns on, they just be themselves. And unfortunately, that doesn't work for everyone. Or as they say, oh, you're the best character you can be is yourself turned up to 11. But then what if you're I'm trying to think of. I was pretending. I was gonna mention someone's name, but I'm I don't want to bury people in here, pretending to be someone. But you find it works for you though. You find it works for you though. So it's with you, Chris, that you're not going to be out there cutting the promos of oh yeah, me, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker. Oh, let me tell you something. Greek mania runs on you, brother.
Yeah, far from a day. From doing that
but you found that we had, was it the last show or something this year? You've done these really good videos. I don't know which show it was, but anyway, maybe it was the last one or something.
Yeah, it was this one.
Yeah, the one you did, and it was just like I told you, it was a really good video because it wasn't you. It wasn't you trying to be I'm gonna smash you. Yeah. I'm gonna get you. I'm the best wrestler in the world.
That promo was me, so that was fully me. So I'm a big, chubby, fat guy, and I'm but I still get in there and I still do the job, and I can still win.
Yeah. And people relate to that more than people trying to be a fake, unless their character is where everyone goes, oh, it's really funny because he's pretending to be a wrestler. But with you, because that's the thing of you look at wrestlers Bryan Danielson, or when he was Daniel Bryan and stuff, and people found that really relatable. And in the reality, he was just him. He did the yes stuff and everything, but it was his story was pretty much just him. All he had to do was be himself, but carry it to 11. Cody does very similar sort of things where he's you build that connection by being yourself, not by trying to be
someone else, The
Rock or Hulk Hogan. Yeah. But we all do it. We all do it though. I've done it plenty of times where I remember I've cut promos where I went 1, 2, 3. It takes 3 seconds to win. All it takes is 3 seconds. And because I still do to a certain degree, but I hate the sound of my own voice because it's very how's it going, guys? Yeah, give me some ciggies, bro. That's I hate the sound of my own voice.
We do the Trip from Punch Bowl gimmick.
Yeah.
Trip from Punch Bowl.
Give me $5 and I'll let you sniff me mum's mark. That's what I sound, and I absolutely hate it. But yeah, like people can sniff out fake as fuck accents, unless you know.
Oh shit.
Coppers, punch him in the face.
Oh shit. Hey, so I found that video. Hold on, I'm playing it off my phone. All right, this is full professional.
Oh
I can't-
fuck.
What?
All right, boys, take a bump as it
Can you see
goes.
it? Oh
Take a bump.
Oh, show us one more time.
yeah, that
Take a
was
bump in the chat.
Oh,
my head. Sick bump. That was-
But I liked it with the music
And
over the
then
top.
we've got-
I'll whip your hair,
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. And Villa, I remember Villa was standing outside, which is and he was just like he was looking at us like, oh shit. He was like 1, 2. He started counting anyway, so yeah, that was fun. Good times.
I regret. If it makes you feel any better, I still can cuss people with that finisher to this day.
Oh, it makes me feel heaps good. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
So you said this year's pretty much your year, right? Have you what's been your actual wrestling career highlight? Or your biggest highlight of your wrestling career, I should say. Other than wrestling me in the first VCW shows.
Of course, and wrestling in North Ride
Ah, yeah, North Ride. That was
hashtag throwback.
what about
I
the time
think-
when we went to Queensland and we remember North Queensland with the crocodiles and we wrestled? Remember
we're
3 people in
good.
the crowd? Remember that? Yeah, that was good.
We-
Shit,
We traveled 24 hours to wrestle in front of fuck all people with no pay.
in the middle of bumfuck anyway.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Trent from Punch Rolls there.
We should probably tell that story as well. But I think for me personally, it's funny because for people from an outside perspective, it kind of, or even like a lot of people would look at the moment that kind of like was big for me, as in they go, oh, okay, bit cringe, but when I won the AWS Heavyweight Championship, look, I couldn't even say there might have been 50 people there, if max. It probably might have been less. I mean, like you boys probably know, like we'd come off a pandemic for a couple of years. Where wrestling was very stop-start. I had my own, like the year before, like maybe 5 or 6 months before, I had my own issue. Like I had my own social media issues, which is understand, which I get, and sort of like it was this big sort of moment for me where I felt like it was a moment that I personally deserved, but as well a personal moment for me, where like my mother was there, my beautiful partner was there. I was supposed to wrestle as a bad guy, but then like leading up to the as we've both kind of awkwardly reenacted just there before, like I made this really big video explaining like the whole journey to this moment. And in the thing, I pretty much turned myself babyface. Like I literally still wrestle the match as a heel. But it was one of those things that I remember because it was one of those moments where I felt like the people actually wanted me to win as well. Like it was like I was a bad guy. And like I know there was people that I knew there and stuff, but I felt like emotionally people just really wanted to see me actually win. And like because of the journey and stuff, and I couldn't have cared less. Like I had no working microphone, but like I still cut a promo after the show. I said, look, I didn't care if there was 20 or 20,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, and I said, look, if this is, if this is the biggest moment I ever have, if this is as far, because I'm fully aware, it's like I'm 30 now, and like it's like so many before, I've had hopes and I still have hopes and dreams of like doing something bigger with my life and my career. But I'm fully aware that being at this age, there's a good chance that nothing will happen. And so, like I said to the people, I said, look, if this is as far as I go, then I said thank you, and that like it's a moment that like as I said, I couldn't care less if there was 50 people or 5,000 people. It's a night that I remember for the rest of my life, because of the emotional journey to get there, but as well the night in of itself.
Well, it's all the hard work anyway. Like, I know everyone says, oh, the wrestling belt's just a gimmick and stuff like that, or it's just a prop, but it's all the hard work and stuff that you've put in anyway, and it was well deserved, I take it. So, you know,
Thank
awesome.
you. No, I really do appreciate it. It's funny because it's still thinking about that night or even speaking about that night still like it's still like I don't know if you boys can tell, it's still very real, and it does make me feel emotional with like thinking about it, like because of just, you know, if everything that's happened in my life kind of led to that moment. Like just as I said, the past couple of years, you know, of everything that's happened in my life, I felt like led to that moment.
Yeah, nice.
And like I said, now I'm a fucking babyface everywhere I go now because, yeah, I cried like a little bitch after. So
No,
Oh,
well done, man.
that's awesome.
thank
man.
you guys. Thank you.
That is
So-
awesome because
You've you obviously done a lot in your wrestling career and stuff like that. Do you have any future goals and stuff like that set out?
Winning the VCW Heavyweight Championship, but
Ooh.
yeah, good luck with that, Vulcan.
Maybe one day.
Tell-
Maybe one day.
Tell him to actually book me in a book me in a title match, and maybe I'll actually win it.
He watches the podcast, so you might do it.
Does he? No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
big fan. He's a big fan.
You hear this?
Big fan.
You hear this, Vulcan?
It's calling
Right
me
now, I'm calling you out. Tony Cruz out. No, sorry, Ollie Wood out. I'll lose 40 kilos and I'll kick his ass.
Cruiserweight.
Yeah, I'll beat
Go for the
him.
cruiserweight.
Yeah, but look, I would love to win the VCW Heavyweight Championship. I was probably like, you boys probably know, like I was like, it's where I started. It's the place I'd love to.
Your home.
Yeah, this place I'd love to win it, but if it happens, awesome. If it doesn't, as they say, it wasn't meant to be. But like that'd be awesome. But as probably on the paper that of a question, but like, you know, especially next year's bigger goals and Jesus, Lord have mercy.
It's a great picture. Love that picture.
I always knew that I was a receiver and not a pitcher. But anyway, yeah, I've for next year, as I have bigger goals to kind of like do more because it's like,
Man, you're still young, you're still fit, so
Yeah.
you still got a lot ahead of you.
Yeah, like I think the thing is for me personally, especially this past year as a performer, I feel like I'm more ready than ever to try to do something a little bit bigger, which I know you're probably going to ask me about for next year, but and as well, you boys are probably aware. It's like there's that look. Unless you wrestle for certain companies, you're not going to get really a look from bigger companies, and I understand that. Like, you know, I've spent the last few years thinking like, I'm hoping that, you know, if I work real hard, like, you know, I'll get a tryout sometime or somewhere sometime in the future. But you know, like WWE hasn't been to Australia in a good few years because of the pandemic, so it's kind of like you kind of can't wait forever for them to come to you. You kind of have to a certain degree, you kind of have to bring it to them. To a certain degree, yeah.
I think you're doing something right because with the wrestling matches that, you know, my family has come or friends have come and seen you, they're always like, man, that Lee Morrow, like he's so good to watch. So you obviously you know, have something there where people are like, oh, this guy's good to watch. You've got something, you know what I mean? So, and I remember watching you for the first time when I was helping out there, and you know, you see all the wrestlers wrestle and that, and I was like, wow, yeah, I like him. Like he's just got that, you know what I mean? You've got that something. So it's a very important thing to have, you know. I will kick your ass in the ring any time though. That's got nothing to do with it. But yeah, just you know, you do have some sort of cachet, so to speak. You know,
Yeah,
so
like,
yeah.
you know, like I know you've probably said, I don't even, aside from the last VCW show, I don't think you've really ever seen me wrestlers, like a baby face. Like this literally, it was like everywhere I went the last like 5-6 years ago, everywhere I was booked as a heel because I was capable of being a heel, two, helping like more so like less experienced baby faces kind of like get a reaction, because there's a lot of times it's very hard as baby face, which I've worked out the past year.
Yeah.
It's very hard as baby face to one, build some sort of connection or reaction, and two, not shit yourself when you don't get a reaction, because good God Almighty, if you don't get a reaction, you panic. Like you definitely panic, and like it's happened to me before as well. But it's just funny how like the past year is like mainly booked as a babyface, whereas like the year before, you wouldn't have caught me dead being booked as a babyface. But I think for me, it's been a good challenge because I've been able to add another element to my thing, because I can't, you can't go from, I mean, Chris would know how when we first kind of started out, is you can't just go, I'm a heel. I'm a heel. You need to book me as a heel. And they go, no, you're going to be a babyface tonight. And you go, oh.
The Steve Bray.
Okay, that would have been. Hey, if there was one, forget the Australian hero gimmick. That would have got me a tryout. That would have got me signed. That would have signed.
100%.
I could see the kids now. If I stuck that out, that probably would have worked, but it just wasn't meant to be.
But mate, you've been on the road quite a bit, obviously, around New South Wales and that interstate. But do you have any stories that come to mind? Some sort of dirt you can give us? Something.
Dirt? Oh, good God!
Well, good story.
Aboard the burial train.
Give us something. Give us more than what Ryan Eagles gave us, which was nothing. Thanks, Ryan.
Fuck, if you don't cut this out, I'm gonna tell him you said that, and he'll come slap shit out of you.
I ain't cutting it out. He's a good friend of mine, don't worry.
That's right. He's a good friend of mine as well. Thank you very much.
No.
God, I'm trying to think. Should we, Chris? Should we just talk about the Queensland story?
Yeah,
I can't think. We'll talk about it, and I'll think of some. And if I can think of like another story of something else, I'll try to think of something.
Where do we even start with that Queensland story? That's a whole podcast in itself.
Well, because I've, like I said on the podcast, like when we first wrestled, there was no companies. Like there was no companies. Now, you could walk down the street and get booked somewhere, because there's like so many companies now. When we started, it was like maybe 2 or 3, and if you didn't have connections to them, you would 100% not get booked. Yeah. So, good God. Well, we could probably start off with our Lord and Savior Hudson Hulk being the one to actually get us booked, which where he would get flown up, but we all had to drive.
I think you got promised flights, accommodation, and then it changed from flights to accommodation to taking a bus there, and then from a bus it turned to a Hudson's car.
I think everything coincidentally was booked out at the time that we were supposed to go.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Every avenue, all the flights are booked, all the buses are booked. There's no van we could rent. They were all booked. No, all accommodation was booked out. It was just crazy. I don't know. There must have been something on that weekend or some shit. We couldn't get anything. We had to just drive up like
all the crowd from the wrestling show. Booked out. They just forgot to come to the show. They just stayed at the hotels.
Well, because we had that fucking thing. It was like, because it was just, because we didn't know if there was. Well, we had no idea what we were getting into as well.
That was like our first ever show, wasn't it? So. Yeah,
and I think as well it was like, I think a couple of the boys Hudson had wrestled heaps. Yeah. I think AK had wrestled a couple of matches, maybe. I think before then, Villa had wrestled maybe once, like 5 years earlier, in a bunch of tracksuit pants, and like got booed the shit out. But like we
was that the headlock takedown match?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. But what wasn't that? Because there's the thing of, remember we got there really, really, really early in the morning to drive
Yeah,
up.
no,
And then we didn't realize that the time that we met wasn't on Samoan time, so then we had to wait. I swore we waited 2 hours for Hudson.
I was more
Maybe
than 2
longer.
hours. We got told, we got told to meet at 6:45 a.m. or whatever. So I was up by like 4:30 trying to get ready and stuff and meet there and make sure I was on time and got to the gym. And then where's Hudson? He's not here. Everyone else started rocking up except for Akram.
Well,
And then-
Akram's excuse for the whole weekend was, "Oh, it's my birthday." So no wonder the prick only drove like 20 minutes total the whole entire trip.
Yeah, and then Hudson rocks up at 9, and then comes there. Volk, oh, do you want a coffee?
I think he had Macca's breakfast as well on the way, from memory.
Probably.
I didn't fucking get any of us anything, but I mean, like the drive up there wasn't amazing. The main thing I remember of that whole entire trip is the claustrophobia that I felt sitting in the back of the car, like behind. I think because I was too nice, and I didn't want to ask whoever was in the front seat to move the seat forward. So all I remember is my feet being pressed up against that thing, trying to turn because we were like so fucking exhausted.
And then we had Akram had the whole back seat to himself, sleeping the whole way there.
Yeah, where the whole excuse for him was, "Oh, it's my birthday. It's my birthday."
his phone wasn't working.
And like the fun, yeah. From fucking Sweet City or whatever.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, kid! Like,
Yeah.
he would. He's a special one, that's for sure.
I love OK.
He's off on his own plan, but
let's talk about the show and how the show went though. So we went there. I had to go to the Gold Coast to go and pick up some tag titles or whatever they were. Yeah, and what was EC Diamond Kid, I think it was.
Yeah.
So I had to drive for 2 hours. This is my story, actually. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining the podcast.
All right.
I had to drive for 2 hours.
Just mute me, Xander. We can hear Chris's side of the story.
I was going to say, do you want me to go now, or
yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah. No, it was interesting that night. That was, that's one of the stories. What's he taking the headset off for?
He just doesn't care. All right, see you later. Bye. All right, we'll keep talking about it. All right, bye, Xander. Bye. Thanks for having me. Well, because the thing was like we get there. It was just like we got there really late at night.
I think it was like 8:30 at night. And I remember you didn't eat pizza, and they ordered pizza. And we had.
I don't even know if I ate anything that night. I probably didn't. I probably starved myself. I probably had a protein bar for dinner. But I remember like the thing of no, we're not. We haven't got any. We couldn't get rooms for you, so you're just gonna have to stay. You're just gonna stay on the floor. It was just like, like I think Hudson may have slept somewhere else, but we all just slept on the floor.
We all slept on the floor. Did
we?
Slept on the couch. Yeah, one person. I slept in the kitchen on the floor. I remember that.
Because all I remember is the old promoter waking us all, making breakfast,
farting and dancing in the kitchen.
Yeah, like, and then the funny thing is I remember like where like I don't think any of us showered or anything because it was at like his house, and all I remember is like Hudson took forever in the bathroom. We were all waiting for him. Pretty soon he was chucking a shit, but And we're all just waiting for him. And we're all so tired, and it's just like, I think in our heads we're probably like, "Fuck, do we really want to do wrestling?" Like, fuck this shit.
The worst part was after the show. I think was when the pole dropped on Poison's foot, and then we had to stay at Poison's house, and then we had to tell Hudson we wanted to go home.
You've skipped, Chris. You've skipped the whole entire show.
Oh, the show. I skipped the show. All right. Let's go back to the show.
You've skipped the entire show. Like the record sold out attendance, and then like the you poor fucking guys that they went as you and AK were wrestling. This is a training match. This is their first match ever. I'm like over the microphone. Yeah, do you know?
I can't remember that. I can't remember that
because you guys are wrestling. I was gonna say the crowd was shit, but it wasn't because you guys were bad. It was because the crowd was shit. And then there's like the dude grabbed the microphone and just went, guys, this is the first match of these are Vulcan students. So just just applaud for them, please. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the three claps, that's it.
Yeah. And then me and Hudson giving like random women massages or something because the house was the house was light, so you gotta raise some money somehow. Fuck. And then I nearly died in the ring because the fucking ropes nearly broke on me. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm like, I feel bad shitting on stuff, but it's like,
yeah, that was
fucking who cares? Who even watches this anyway? We'll just bury everyone. Let's keep going. I can see the time's an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah. An hour and 5 minutes. I'll think of some more stories. We'll just bury everyone. This is my shoot interview. I better be getting paid for this, boys. But the thing was, the show ended. We just wanted to go home. Hudson was like so fucking mad because Hudson just wanted to stay because he wanted to drive. And then, of course, the fellow dropped on his foot. Me and Villa desperately wanted to go home. And I've turned to look at him, and as soon as it dropped, we just went,
yeah,
because we knew that it was our chance to get out of there. And
I remember walking up to Hudson, and he's going, "Hey, we just want to go home, man." And Hudson just sitting there chewing gum, and he's going, "Okay,
yeah,
okay," really angry, just okay, all right, fine. You guys want to go home? Yeah, all right, no worries. And he was fuming. Man, because he wanted to stay there. He wanted to stay there and wake up in the morning and be all refreshed and then leave and take our time. It was a bloody, how long? Like a 12-hour drive back to 12-hour
drive, yeah.
And Liam was on his Lee was on his P plates.
Yeah.
And couldn't go over 100 on the highway.
Well, that was the thing where, remember, we had the thing of like, okay, the boys can sleep in the back. If you're in the passenger seat, you have to stay awake because you're the spotter for the driver. And I remember it was like my time to drive, and it was like probably 2 a.m. or something. And I'm driving along, Hudson's there, and I'm just like, "Oh, hey Hudson, you know the guy like that work?" And he's just like, in my head, I'm like, I could kill every motherfucker in this car and drive into a tree if I wanted to now. But I won't.
You nearly did.
Oh, I nearly ran into someone. We all had to nearly get out and kick the shit out of someone because they cut someone off in the middle of nowhere. But
no, you're high beaming someone because I said turn your high beams off. So Lee was flashing the high beams at the guy in front.
I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. These are lights.
Now we'll get into that story on another podcast. I reckon we should get all the boys together and.
Good God Almighty!
You know,
as they say, the truth is a matter of perspective. So maybe we're full of shit, and the story's been told wrong. But I'm trying to think of like an actual
story.
Sorry.
You used to drive many times, or were you by yourself, mainly on the road and stuff like that, or?
Oh, luckily, I don't know. A lot of times it's people that I drive with, and then they hate it so much that I drive by myself again the next show. But
hey, you're wrestling on the in November. When is it in Canberra? Maybe we should do another road trip.
all the boys.
It's only 4 hours,
Yeah,
is it?
I think it's less than. I think it's less than that. I don't think it's. I don't think it's 4 hours, but we'll get some. We'll get some good stories out of that. I don't know. I don't really have stories. I could just bury people if you want me to.
All right. So, all right, we back to us because we've
Okay.
had some great matches. We're
Yeah.
one win, one loss. That I've got.
Said
right?
you're gonna have to wrestle as a heel, baby.
When are we going to settle this once and for all?
Is that all? Gotta stop retiring, mate. We can do it next show. I don't care.
I know. That's true. That's true.
Come wrestle me in the Bexley Manor Hall. We can wrestle.
All right, book it in.
I was gonna say come wrestle me one of these Mexican shows, but I don't think I'll be a part of them anymore because someone else is booking them. So unfortunately, that Mr. Australia is dead. So I know. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Sweet soldier. Sweet soldier.
So there's actually you discussed it before. There's word you got some other plans in mind. You're going overseas. Are you happy to talk about that now, or
Oh, mate,
really?
trust me, it's the worst kept secret in New South Wales wrestling. Yes, this right here, the late Morrow, is going to the Nightmare Factory in January 2022. Hey, you just do it for me.
All right, we've lost viewers.
Was anyone watching
What
anyway?
viewers? Wow! That's it.
Nah, so when are you going, and how long are you going for, and what are the plans when you're over there? Have you got any plans, or?
January to April, I will be going for a 12-week camp in sweet McDonough, Georgia, 20 minutes away from Atlanta. I will be there for 12 weeks. If I get booked on a show, awesome. If I get signed and never have to come back to this shithole country, even better. Now,
The Australian hero.
Oh no!
Australian. Hey, look,
Bit of an oxymoron,
Anyway.
isn't it?
there you go. I know. I'm like Hulk Hogan. Say your vibes, stay your prayers, but there you go. Anyway, like, look. The main thing is that I've specifically chosen this school because it does have connections. But as well, if anyone watches this, is a great learning staff. There's plenty of people like, Chris would know. Glacier from WCW.
Yeah.
He's one of the main coaches. There you go. You learn something.
Yeah, there you go.
But the main thing is it's come down to I'm at that age where kind of if I want something to happen with it, I kind of have to do it now, or kind of accept that probably nothing will come of wrestling. The camp is from scratch, which I'm fully aware of. Like, it would be awesome if they had some additional sort of training that I could do, like where I could do a bit of training here and a training there. But I'm fully aware, I'm totally happy to possibly fix maybe some stuff that I'm doing wrong. Over that 12-week sort of camp. I'll have plenty of time as well. The camp's only Monday to Thursday from memory. So look, if I personally haven't chased up anything in terms of trying to get booked or anything. If something happens over there, awesome. If nothing really happens over there and I come back, which I'll definitely come back, of course. But if I come back and if nothing's really come on, that's okay. I'll come back. I'll still keep plugging away. I can save up some money, maybe go somewhere else. If something happens, awesome. Look, if nothing does happen, I'll just plan for the next sort of chapter of my life. My beautiful, sweet partner will be coming as well for a good amount of time. So we'll make a little bit of a holiday of it. Like I said, the train's only Monday to Thursday, so there's a lot of free time as well. And the hope would be I meet Cody Rhodes. Look, I've said to people where I'm like, look, if I can just get a photo with Cody and me, and that's it, if that's as far as I go, Awesome. I'm happy.
Send it through. I can Photoshop it anyway. I can
Okay,
pretend, pretend you're hugging him and stuff. And I'll add him in there for you.
Sure. That's all right. Thank you, man. Thank you.
So we're winding down a little bit, buddy. But look, you got any
One
advice?
down. We're gonna keep going, big fella. I'm ready to keep
Keep going?
going. Yeah, look at these guns. Boom. Boom. Anyway,
What
so go
I've got jury
Go
duty
on.
tomorrow, so I don't mind. We'll go all night.
Would you?
Easy.
Okay, sure.
But you got any advice for any young aspiring pro wrestlers out there?
Like a Xander Rose.
Get in the gym. Don't look like shit. Because good God, there's a lot of people. Look,
You hear that, Xander? Get in the gym, man. I'm ready in the gym. Look.
Look at that, bro.
look. I personally would rather someone have a bit of meat on them than being absolutely like skinny fat sort of person. Look, I understand like if people if this is more so in the way if people want to take it seriously, or if they want to get booked elsewhere, or they'll the type of people that complain about their positioning on the card, but then they look like shit. Like the main thing would be is just if you want to do something, well, I can understand. I understand if you're looking to just do it as like a thing every now and then, something you can be proud. You can have where you make your family proud and like something of fun you do every now and then. But then if there's people out there that want to get booked like every weekend or 3 times a month or something like that, and they look like shit, you kind of like you're not really helping yourself. But then there's guys that like complain like I want to wrestle, and then you go, okay, how many times a week are you at training? And they go, I go every now and then. And it's like, well, do you really think you should be on a show? Like, there is a lot of people, I think because of the quantity of how many shows are on, there's a lot of untrained wrestlers, like guys that should not be near shows now that are on shows regularly. But there's like so much quantity of shows that they need people. Like there's some places like there's a long laundry list of people that will say no to a show, but then there's an even bigger list of people when they go, oh shit, he's available, we'll book him. Main thing would be just if you want to take it seriously, you need to get good training. Like there was the thing, like I trained with Vulcan, but then I spent like 2 years training Mick Moretti to try to fix what I was doing wrong because I was doing a fair bit of stuff wrong. And then I did a bit of training with Robbie Eagles. I've done some seminars. If you want to be used well on shows and you're not putting the effort in, you should really look at yourself in the mirror. That'd be the main thing. Like I know I sound full of shit when I said, "Oh, get in the gym." It's if you want to be taken seriously, you need to get in the gym, because if you want a prime example of someone who's a prime example of it, literally the first couple of years of shows, I was just booked on shows because I had muscle, not because I was any good. I was booked on shows because they said we need a body guy on the poster, and that was the only reason I got booked. And somehow I wasn't that bad as a wrestler. I was okay.
Remember they used your head only on a poster?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, my God.
Didn't use your body for that one.
I remember seeing, I don't even know who took the picture, and they sent it, and I went, that's not real. That's not real. That's not real. And I literally, I think I finished work at like 9 o'clock at night, and I went and drove 20 minutes out of my way to go see the poster on the wall, and I'm just on the banner on the side of the building. I'm just like, is this even a thing? Like, is this like a joke sort of thing? I mean, it turns out it wasn't. It was just cheaper to just put my head on top of someone else's body.
To it, but I don't know what happened. But we all had a laugh out of it for a bit. So
yeah, and then we don't run that building ever again. So the banner, they should probably just give me the banner, because it's not going to use it ever again.
So, mate, any up and coming shows that the wrestling faithful can come check you out?
Any upcoming shows? Good question. There is some shows coming up, but there's that I personally know of, but there's not. They haven't been announced yet. The next upcoming show that I'm doing is November 5th, Slam Pro Wrestling League. I'm wrestling the Full Draw Dan Archer. The Australian hero will go up to Canberra. Or, sorry, down, up, down. I don't know. Anyway,
Wherever Canberra is.
as I said, when you are an Australian hero, everywhere is your home. So I come home to Canberra. So there's after that, and then there's the November 5th. November 5th. Just because you weren't listening, but that's okay. That's okay.
No,
I won't hold it against Chris.
I just can't remember when in November. I'm just having a look at my calendar.
Okay, that's okay. And then it's really after that, I've got shows coming up. Like I'm wrestling somewhere on the 12th of November. Possibly a show the November 26th. Some of these shows haven't been announced. Like I will probably be doing. There's the VCW show December 10th. They might be doing like a benefit show as well sometime between now and the end of the year. But yeah, I've got more shows that haven't been booked yet in comparison to shows that have been booked. But to be honest, the less I wrestle up until the end of this year, the less chance I have to kill myself in terms of or getting hurt. So I guess I'm sort of fortunate in that sort of way. But look, aside from the December 10th show for VCW, the Slam Pro Wrestling League show is quite an important one because it's an amazing opportunity, amazing opportunity for me. While you look at the you look at the card, you look at the poster, there's just literally the top of the top of New South Wales, some top of the top names from Melbourne. So I'm very fortunate to have that opportunity to do that. I probably need to get him. I've probably got 2 or 3 weeks to jump on the cardio or something, but
big fan.
Xander's Slicks. Xander's.
So am I, mate. So am I.
Slicks
He reminds
is my boy.
me. He reminds me of Triple H. If you could probably say that a little bit.
I spoke to him
When
the
I've
other week.
said-
I spoke to him the other week, and he said he's coming on the
Oh,
pod.
did you?
But
Oh,
he's
did
just
you?
busy at the moment, yeah.
Well, guess what? I beat him to it. So if he's got a problem, he can come down to the Bexley Manor Hall and face the Australian hero. That's what.
The other thing is too, like when you talk about Slam Pro Wrestling, I mean, those boys there, Watsy and Archer, are doing something really special down there, right? At the
100%.
What is it, Ainsley Football Club? I think it is. Yeah,
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
but they're doing fantastic work down there, man. And like you said, the creme of the la creme of pro wrestling. So we should maybe go. Well, yeah, okay, you go right. Yeah, you go right.
Hey,
How far
I
is
got a
Canberra
question.
from here?
I think it's 3 hours. I got a question for you, Xander. How come you never actually come watch me wrestle?
I will. I'll come.
Why didn't you come watch me wrestle?
I'm going to come watch your wrestle. I actually came to your birthday.
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't count because that's shoot. That's shoot life, not kayfabe.
I ate like chicken drenched in cheese. What do you want me to do?
I know. Apparently, you only shit yourself on the way home. So
Hey, it's nearly 3 hours. I reckon we should. I can't even see my phone. We should go. I reckon we should go road trip, man.
3 hours.
come set up the ring. Come set up the ring with me.
I spoke with my good pal Luke Watts because me and him are like this, me and Wattsy. So anyway, yeah, no.
I'm still trying to think. I'm still trying to think of a story. I want to give you some sort of good story without burying someone.
And we've run out of time. Buddy, we're definitely going to have you back on if you want to come on.
We'll have
if
it
you're
back
not
on.
whipped.
Do you know?
We're having like, oh, mate, I'm working. I don't know. What about last week?
What we should do?
Guys, hang on 1 second.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay.
So the Lee Morrow was supposed to come on last week, but then he gets me this video message saying, listen, so the thing is, I mean, I don't know what happened, but I'm a bit sick. I can still do it if you really, really want me to, but I don't think I should. But anyway, okay, so yeah. What the fuck? And then like 5 hours before he was wrestling at some fucking club. Like, I was born at night, but not last night. You know what I'm saying? Unreal. I've got to speak to your missus because she's a lovely, lovely girl. I'm going to say, listen, like, you got to kick him in the head.
You already did. You already threw him underneath the bus once.
When?
I think it's the last Panacodian show.
I did something there. What?
Yeah, he did. You got him in trouble.
Did I?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
I think I got heat. I think I got heat with the missus. But you know what we should do? Do you know what we should do? We should come back. We should come back on here And do you know what I should do? I should make this podcast the place that maybe I'll announce a future matchup for me. What do you say, gentlemen? Give you guys the exclusive.
Sounds good.
What do you
Sounds
think?
good. That
What do you
sounds
think?
good.
What do you think?
We'll go live this time though.
Yeah, we'll go live.
We'll go live, pal.
We'll make it. We'll add some spice. We'll add some spice to this show. Maybe I'll announce a future matchup, some big matchup, possibly. I'll have to ask permission though. But a big matchup. I don't know. Look, don't quote me on it though. But a big matchup in New South Wales because
I've got a good idea. How about this?
What's up?
When you're in America, yeah, that'll be great. Getting like Cody. Or,
Nah, it's busy. I'm busy.
Okay, fair
I'll be
enough.
busy.
Fair call.
I'll be busy talking to Cody.
Fair
I'll get QT Marshall on here.
Yeah, that's good. He can bring his apple. All right, so buddy, that'll do us for tonight. Lee, thank you very much, brother, for joining us.
Thanks, Liam.
Good luck.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Good luck for your.
Everybody say it. Dude. Oh, you guys suck. You guys
What I was
suck.
doing? Oh, fuck, whatever.
You gotta do
No,
it in
but listen,
time.
Good luck.
Thank
Good
you,
luck
gentlemen.
with
I appreciate it.
with everything. Honestly, pro wrestling, your life in general. I hope everything goes well with your missus,
Thank
your
you.
family, and
The
also
same to you,
the best-
gentlemen. Same to you.
the best of luck in America,
Yeah.
because I know once they see you do your thing, they're got you're a shoo-in, put
Thank
it that
you.
way. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page, which is actually absolutely shit house because we've got 44 people. So if you don't subscribe, we can't get paid. And I was joking.
Gotta
we don't get
keep-
paid anyway.
You gotta keep the lights on somehow.
What are you trying to do?
Gotta
here,
get-
bro? It's
you
the
gotta
wrong-
get-
it's the
gotta
wrong
get you-
podcast. What are
Gotta
you
get your
trying to
kids
do?
through college. Gotta get your
What are you
kids
trying
through
to do?
college somehow.
But look, thanks for joining us again. As I was saying, subscribe to our YouTube page, follow us on Facebook and now Instagram as well. This is us signing off for another week. Catch you next time.
Yeah.